Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to NBA Talk. I'm Marcus Brock, and today I'm going to be talking about the NBA Finals and the free agency in this upcoming free off-season. So, starting off, we're going to do it in chronological order. And the first thing that's going to happen is obviously the finals. And the two teams in the finals are the Miami Heat and the Los Angeles Lakers. I've heard a lot of people saying that the Lakers are going to win, and I've heard a lot of people that say that the Heat are going to win. But before I go in depth about it, comment down below who you think's going to win and in how many games. So, for example, you think the Lakers are going to win, a 5-game series, or you might think that the Heat are going to win a 7-game series. Just comment down below who you think's going to win and how many games. That's a comment question of the day. So, key matchups. Obviously, the key matchups are LeBron and Jimmy Butler, and Anthony Davis, and Bam Adebayo. When you take those two matchups, you automatically think Lakers. Because they have LeBron and Anthony Davis, two superstars, two All-NBA first-team players. But really, it doesn't. Their two stars don't separate themselves enough from the Miami Heat's two stars to make it any less than a 6-game series. If the Lakers are going to win, I believe it's going to be in 7. I believe no matter who wins, it's going to be a 7-game series anyways. So, but beyond those two matchups, you got Tyler Herro on the Heat. Goran Dragic has been performing very well in the bubble. This finals series is the true matchup of superstar talent or depth. It'll answer that question. Now, obviously, if you get, Giannis and LeBron, and you have, if you got Giannis and LeBron, and then a bunch of okay guys, similar to the team that they have already, that the Lakers have, and then you get a bunch of pretty good players, players that would be an 85 overall in the starting lineup in 2K, and players that would be an 80 overall in 2K. But I think that the Heat are going to win this series in 7 games. Of course, you got the two main matchups. Also, comment down below while you're down there commenting who you think's going to win. Comment what matchup do you think is more important? Jimmy Butler and LeBron, or Bam Adebayo and Anthony Davis? Comment that too. But beyond those two matchups, right? The Heat have really great depth. They have Tyler Herro, like I've already said. They have Iggy's been doing pretty good. Jay Crowder's been doing pretty good also. I don't think the Lakers can win this series. I don't think you can win the finals with an old, Rajon Rondo and an old Dwight Howard being your third and fourth best players on your team. Yeah, I'm not saying that it's going to be a blowout for the Heat. No, I still think it's going to be a good 7-game series. But I do not think that the Lakers can win this for the simple fact that they have no solid players. They have great players and they have okay players, but they don't have solid players. They don't have a player that... They don't have like a player like the Nuggets had that was like Michael Porter Jr., for example. They don't have one of those players. They need a player like that is good at a couple things, like 1, 2, maybe 3 things, but they're not stars. That's the one problem with the Lakers lineup. They don't have... They got their stars. They got their 2 stars. But where's their second tier of players? Everyone other than their stars would be like 8th, 7th. They'd be like 7th, 8th, 9th man on the Heat. Depending. You know, I'm sure, like, or, like, they would be getting a lot of playing time on the depth teams. And I feel like in this bubble environment, the depth is the most important thing. Because a star, like, going off all of a sudden in a game won't affect that much. I think without fans there, basketball, the whole, everything, like, I feel like if the fans were there, it'd be Clippers and Lakers in the conference finals, and on the Eastern Conference Finals, I think it would be the Celtics and the Bucks, because you got an MVP, and you got one of the greatest teams of all time in the Celtics, who, and through winning the amount that they have throughout franchise history, they have developed quite a lot of fans. So, that's all for the finals. Let's go later on. I'm not talking about the draft because you can't predict. I'm not going to predict, Timberwolves are going to pick this guy and Warriors pick this guy. No, I'm not going to do that. That takes way too long. But I'm going to free agency. So, I checked out the free agent class, right? And there was 2 players that really, like, stood out to me. Those 2 players were Anthony Davis and Brandon Ingram. So, depending on who you are, you might think Anthony Davis is going to take his player option, or he might decline the player option and become a free agent, or a free agent. Free agent, not free agent. Whatever, okay. Obviously, the Pelicans, they have the restricted, Brandon Ingram is a restricted free agent, so the Pelicans are going to keep him. But I think Anthony Davis really depends on his options on where he could go more than what happens in the finals. Because obviously, if the Lakers win, he's going to stay. You got your first ring with the team. and you did. This was a, and if they could win this season, they probably could do about just as good in a regular NBA season. But what if he doesn't accept his player option? He still might go to the Lakers, right? But what if the 2K thing, the thing in NBA 2K21, where he always ends up going to the Dallas Mavericks? What if something like that happens? Could you imagine if Anthony Davis went to the Dallas Mavericks? Luka and Kristaps Porzingis already took the LA Clippers to 7 games. They already took them to 7 games. You had Anthony Davis? Who's stopping that team? Tell me. Who is stopping that team? No one. I cannot think of a single team that could possibly stop that team. Like a team that could still improve. Obviously, if it'll take at least a year for a team to be able to stop the Dallas Mavericks with Anthony Davis. It'll take at least a year because Giannis will have to go somewhere else. Giannis, the Heat. If Giannis went to the Heat, I think that's a team that could stop Anthony Davis, Luka, and Porzingis. But it'll take a year. They will destroy the league for a year. And if Giannis doesn't extend his contract, then I hope Giannis goes to a team in the Eastern Conference so bad. Because that'll be a thing for so long. Giannis versus Luka in the finals. And I hope that if one of them goes to the West, if one of them switches conferences, then the other one somehow switches conferences, and they're just battling it out in the finals every year for a long time. That'll be an entertaining thing to watch. So, yeah, that's all I got for today. If you enjoyed, hit the like button. If you want to see more like this, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and I'll see you next time. Peace.